Yellen was a human mechanic on the outer docks of Rose Station, a man who found peace in the grease and hum of starship engines. His life was a quiet routine of repairing freighters and mining skiffs, far from the political chaos that gripped the galaxy. That peace shattered the day a Threxian Imperial shuttle, gleaming with gold and aggression, landed without warning. The ramp lowered, and the Threxian Emperor emerged, his face a mask of arrogance. Behind his entourage walked his daughter Lorine. She was immense, towering over everyone, her frame broad and powerful. But the Emperor spoke of her with dripping disdain, calling her slow, useless, a burden he'd grown tired of carrying. In a final act of theatrical cruelty, he presented her to Yellen. "Humans collect strange things," the Emperor sneered. "Perhaps this one will amuse you." He then left, abandoning her without a second glance. Yellen didn't react to the insult. He simply looked at Lorraine, saw the deep exhaustion in her eyes, and recognized the crushing weight of a lifetime of humiliation. He approached her with the same calm he used on a damaged engine, and quietly asked if she needed to rest. He showed her to an empty workshop room. It was the first act of kindness she had received in years. Days turned into weeks. Lorraine began to help her on the hangar. Her incredible strength, once a source of shame, became an asset. She lifted cargo crates that took 4 men to move. She held massive engine blocks steady while Yellen performed delicate welds. The work in the hangar became smoother, faster, more efficient. The other dock workers, initially wary, started to see her value. For the first time in her life, Lorraine felt useful. Yellen never once mentioned her size or repeated her father's cruel words. He treated her as a colleague, a person. He listened as she slowly opened up, her deep voice telling stories of a lonely childhood in the palace, of being hidden away, of her dreams to be a soldier being dismissed. Yellen listened without judgment, respecting her quiet resilience. In turn, she began to respect his steady, accepting nature. Monspa said. Lorraine wasn't just lifting things anymore. She was learning. She repaired exostruts, rewired complex power conduits, and recalibrated docking clamps with a combination of strength and precision no machine could replicate. The station crew began to trust her, to greet her in the corridors. Small, rare smiles started to appear on her face. Eventually, the Emperor returned. He came expecting to hear tales of her failure, to find his daughter a laughingstock. Instead, he found a respected member of a productive crew, working alongside a mechanic who clearly valued her. He demanded an explanation, but Yellen just kept working, not even bothering to look up. The Emperor then commanded Lorraine to return to the shuttle. She didn't move. She didn't bow. She stood firm, her silence a more powerful rebellion than any shout. Eh? So? It? Then, this was not the broken girl he had abandoned. This was a woman who no longer feared his judgment, no longer carried his shame. His authority cracked, and he left, enraged and defeated, his shuttle disappearing into the void. Lorraine estallet. Not because Yellen claimed her or protected her, but because she had found a place where she could simply exist. Their partnership deepened, a silent trust built through shared work and mutual respect. The whispers around the station were no longer of ridicule, but of recognition. The human mechanic who saw worth where an emperor saw only flaws. The Threxian outcast who found a life of dignity far from a throne. The galaxy had expected a joke. What it got was a quiet transformation. In the heat of the hangar, surrounded by metal dust and the hum of machinery, Lorraine realized she wasn't trying to prove herself to anyone anymore. She had found a home, a purpose, and a man who saw her for exactly who she was. Together, they forged a bond that defied an empire, not with weapons or rebellion, but with steady, unbroken acceptance. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more. See you next time.